Is everyone comfortable? Good. So for the next just few minutes, we'll be having a little discussion. You can learn a lot about somebody, about when you see how clean they are. Did you know this? How many of you would consider yourself a clean person or organized and clean? So if we looked at your rooms, would we see? What would we see? If we look, ladies, if we look in your closets. So sometimes here too in the ashram, we have monks, and the monks they have a little cubby hole. They put all their possessions there, but even though it's a little space, you'd be surprised how much stuff is cluttered in there like that. So actually, it was a friend of mine. He made that point to me. He taught me that. He said, you can learn a lot about a person, about how clean they are, and then how they clean also. So like when you see a person's room is very neat, it indicates the mind. The mind is very organized, and also it indicates other things like how much they value the things that they have. So cleaning, nobody thought it would be like a great spiritual discussion. But actually that's what spiritual revolution is. It means to clean, but it's not just cleaning your house, but it's to clean the mind, it's to clean the heart. So when we chant like this, when we chant in a room like this together, that's actually what we're doing. We're cleaning the mind. So the word mantra means to deliver your mind, to free your mind. So what are you freeing your mind from? What would we need to free our mind from? Why would anyone want to guess?
Illusion.
So what is it about materialism that we want to free ourselves? What is it about materialism that we want to get free of?
Things that are not important to us.
Okay.
The way that we
good. It's all good.
The way that we interact with the material energy.
Okay. This is good. That's an advanced answer.
Dependency.
Dependency. Why is dependency bad on material things?
Fails, you're lost.
Because what?
If it fails, you have nothing.
If it fails, you have nothing. Okay, impermanence. That's a very good one. So because it's impermanent, it's hard to rely on it. Anything else?
Not what matters.
It's not what matters. There's something more valuable. So this is a good answer here. So when we clean, what are you doing? Like if you clean something, like if
Throwing away what
you're doing, what do we do when we clean? Let's say we're cleaning our closet. We're removing unnecessary stuff, right? It's so cluttered here. I don't need all this paper, and I don't need, I have 100 pairs of shoes. I only need 3. So you're getting rid of the unessentials. You're keeping what you really need, what's really essential. And then also whatever's there also you're organizing it. You're making it, you're giving it its purpose, And if it doesn't have any purpose, what do? You toss it out. So that's cleaning, right? So think of it like this. So spiritual revolution, in order for us to have a spiritual revolution in American culture, modern materialistic culture, then we have to clean our value system. Because right now our value system, it's materialistic. So you look at the billboards, and what are the billboards saying? It's not essential, but here, you need this, buy it. So what happens when we start getting all caught up in things that we don't need? then you create a lot of unnecessary stress, a lot of unnecessary anxieties over things that aren't essential in the first place. Society, just growing up, I grew up, most of us grew up here in this country, so you're watching TV and all kinds of, hey, rascal them. So all kinds of commercials, music videos, right? So they're teaching us our values. So they say, some people say, I only watch TV that's educational. I only watch educational videos. I don't watch all that garbage. I just watch educational videos about animals and nature and stuff. Actually, all TV is educational. All TV is educational. But what is it educating you? It's educating you to be materialistic. So they would have us believe that the goal of life is to be in a fancy car, throwing cash or lighting your cigar with a $100 bill, and then having a bunch of girls in bikinis dancing around you, and then having a gold chain swinging like a cross. It's got diamonds on it. And then you smile at the camera and there's diamonds in your teeth. And I'm not exaggerating, am I? That's why you're laughing, because it's true. And what else? It's just like that. It's just so materialistic. It's blatantly materialistic. So, we're adults, we're laughing, but a child sees this, and that music star, that becomes their role model. They're like, this is who I'm supposed to become like. This is who everyone is screaming in the crowd. Got to be like this person. This person is so great. So they're setting the pace for us. Don't think that TV is not educational. Everything is educational. Every song, every commercial, everything. And it's loaded with politics also. So like I also saw one thing, just like on a news channel, if you slow down the logo that's like spinning to the screen, if you slow it down, there's a bunch of flashed images. It's like that tell you different things. Like it was actually a political campaign that's coming up for president, and it was the person who they wanted you to vote for was flashing his face. But you wouldn't see that just looking. So we have to be aware that TV is educating us, our values, and those values are materialistic. So we talked about that materialism. It's impermanent. It doesn't last. But more importantly, she nailed it, which is it's not the most important thing. We can live without that nice car. We can live without the bling bling. We can live without 100 bikini girls or 100 bikini guys. No, that makes sense. So we can live without the opposite beautiful members of the opposite sex dancing around us. We can live without all those things. And we can live without all those things, and money can buy all those things. So really that's what we're being encouraged is get money, get money, get money. If you get money, you'll be happy. If you get money, you'll be happy. So money can buy all these things. Money can buy friends. Money can buy clothes. Money can buy that. But what's the one thing that money can't buy?
Love.
Cha-ching. Money can't buy love. You can't force somebody to love you. You could pretend. You could pretend that, okay, well, I'll give you $1 million. Like, oh, I'll love you. I'll be the best lover that you've ever had. But he's not loving you. He's loving the money. He's loving the money. So it's not love that's the problem. It's love's always there in every circumstance. But it's what we love. It's what we love. So is loving money in our best interest? That's what we have to really question ourselves. Is it loving money in our best interest? Loving material things? We spend all of our time loving material things. Do we get return? How much return do we get? If anyone's in business, you make these inquiries. Okay, I'm going to make an investment, and how much return am I going to get? How much I'm investing my time, my life, my energy. How much return am I going to get? We should ask that. So we can't buy love. Love is our real interest. And it's not everything. Just like, when one of the wealthiest families in the world, one of the richest families on the planet, I'm talking up there, like top of the top, rich, filthy, dirty rich. I'm trying to really make the point. They have, I don't know if they have Benjamin Franklin on their toilet paper. That's how rich they are, but they're rich. They're extremely rich. I think they were in India, and I think they were Indian family, and their son had everything. He had everything. But this person, it's a very famous story, I can't remember the exact name, but this person committed suicide. He had everything, but then they did some investigation on why he committed suicide. He was lonely. He was depressed. The thing is, most of these movie stars, they'll tell you that, it's a difficult life. You can't go anywhere. Like, if anyone has seen like Michael Jackson interviews or something, that he's one of the wealthiest people. He would say that all the time, like, oh, I can't go anywhere, I have to hide, and he had his children and he had to cover their face and everything. So just imagine what that's like. It's like you're rich and you're happy, but you can't go anywhere. You can't even go to the store. So, these people, they're struggling. They have a lot of stress. They have a lot of things that they have to deal with that a common person like us doesn't have to deal with. So it's not, don't think that just with money comes happiness. No. With money comes responsibility. And then, what to speak of, everyone wants your money. They pretend to like you, It's like the person you haven't seen in 10 years. They call, oh, how you doing? Oh, I didn't even know you won the lottery. That's amazing. Oh, so then you have to deal with that, how painful it is. It's not painful. Somebody pretending to be your friend. I couldn't imagine something more painful than that. Somebody pretending to be your friend. So these people don't have it easy despite having all that money. So okay, we all kind of agree. I think everyone's kind of on the same page. So we agree that money's not everything, and love is the most important thing. So that's what spiritual revolution means, is when we start cleaning our heart, our consciousness. So the desire to possess, the Vedas, the ancient literature of India, timeless knowledge, scientific knowledge about consciousness and self-realization. This is where yoga is from, this is where meditation is from, all these advanced inner sciences, they tell us that the desire, having money is not a bad thing. Having beauty, having fame, that in itself is not necessarily bad. What is bad is the desire to possess more. As soon as that little thing, that little desire, that little flame inside wants more, then you have a problem. Has anyone ever played with fire before? Did you do anything wrong that you weren't supposed to do? I told a story here once, I won't tell it again, but basically me and my friends, we played with matches when we were little. His little brother had seen us doing it, so he got the bright idea from us, and he burned down half the house. Just aside, luckily, nobody was inside or didn't. But see, that little fire, it's so harmless, it's so cool, it's fun, but you let it burn, you keep giving it fuel, what happens? It's huge, then it's a forest fire, nobody can stop it. So when you desire to possess more, it starts out like this, a little flame, and the more you feed it, the more it grows. So in the Vedas say that lust it's an eternal enemy of love, of the soul, of what our truest need is, and it burns like fire. You cannot satiate it. The more you put on it, the more it grows. So that desire to possess, that is the dirt in the heart. The desire to become beautiful, the desire to become famous, the desire to become wealthy, the desire to become knowledgeable, the desire to become detached, to be transcendental, the desire to be anything that's attractive in this world. The desire to possess it is the dirtiness in the heart. And you should know that it's adverse, it's the enemy to love. So we want love, we want to clean the heart, so, right, love is just left there, right? So we want to take out all those elements. So what do? You become a vacuum? Do you grow dreadlocks and live in a cave? Do you sell all your possessions and go live in the forest and wear tree bark? And do you cut up all your credit cards and just run to the hills? Not a bad idea. So that's not the answer. That's not the answer. They could be temporary solutions, but it's not the ultimate solution. The ultimate solution is to do the opposite. So you're desiring to possess. So the opposite is simple. Love is, people misunderstand love. Love means, okay, I need love in my life. So people go looking for that love. I have to find it. Where is it? Who's going to love me? So the reason why we want material things is because we're actually searching for love. So we think, oh, if I'm beautiful, then people will love me more. If I have more money, then I can do more things, and people will see me. In other words, it really comes down to that. We have to know what our real interest is. So love is simple. Love is, according to the Vedic knowledge, this Vedic knowledge is just knowledge. It's reminding us of stuff we already know. It awakens it. So it tells us that real love is seva. It's called service. So love is actually something that you give. So that's why it's really hard for us to understand, because we're trying to get love. We're trying to get it. We're like, hey, you're not giving me love. And then we get in all kind of frustration. But really the love, the satisfaction that we're looking for from love is when you give it. So that's spiritual revolution. Everyone is busy in this planet. 8 billion people and the population is growing every day. What can I get? What can I get? Who's going to give it to me? How can I get more? How can I get more wealth, more beauty, more? Then we're consuming the whole planet. And there's no end to that fire. So the opposite, the solution, is when everyone's like, what can I give? How can I give? What can I do? So just to clarify, because I think it's really important that that doesn't end there. So I'll state one more thing and then we can open it up. I don't want it to go too long. So now that we kind of can understand that love is in our best interest, and the best interest is love is defined as a gift, generally we think that humanitarianism, this is the solution. We have to give to humanity. And what happens, the person, it's kind of funny actually, we have there's a lot of gurus, spiritual teachers nowadays, and one of the main things is like, I saw one guru, I'm sorry, I can't hold it back, he's bogus, but he's so funny. But anyways, he's like, this is the year of the guru. People need a guru. And people are foolish, they think they can, just true, everyone needs a teacher, but he said everyone needs a guru, and you must realize this is the year to do it. And I have come, I'm that guru. And so his retreats are like 5 days long, $2,000 retreats, and then he stands there. Then the person comes up and they're like, and then he touches them and he's like, and then they leave and then they're like, here's your money. Yeah. So, and what's he do with the money? I'm feeding the children in Africa, in India. So we have to look at this, and this is a really important point I want to end here. We'll open it up. But the Vedas talk about charity. So there's 3 kinds of charity. First is charity in ignorance. The drunk guy on the street, he's asking you for money. And you, oh, here's $100, you know. He's like, thanks. And then he runs off, he buys alcohol. And then he's destroying, so you didn't help him. That's charity in the mode of ignorance. Charity in the mode of passion is when you're like, okay, I'm going to give some charity today. Everyone look at me. I'm such a charitable person. Or there's a string attached. Have you ever, somebody give you charity and there's like a string connected to it? And they're like, they want something back, right? So that's charity in the mode of passion. Or I've had a friend, they borrow you money. They borrow you money and then oh yeah, by the way, you owe me, like later. They give it to you, like, oh, no, it's a gift. It's totally a gift. Like, oh, I couldn't take this from you. No. Don't worry about it. And then later they're like, oh yeah, by the way. Remember that time? And you're like, hey, that wasn't a gift. So that's charity in the mode of passion. Charity in the mode of goodness is, I'm feeding the children. You're good. Goodness is good. Don't get me wrong. Goodness is good. Goodness is like, I'm feeding people who need the food, who need that. But there's only one problem with this. It's not pure goodness. Why? Because I am the one giving. Let's think about this. I am the one giving. Let's say I give food. Did I like create it and like give it? Where did we get the food? Where did we get the food? Okay, and it came from the rain, right? So can we ultimately give something? No. We can be instruments. We can be instruments. We can be instruments of the higher powers that be. That is the correct consciousness. I am an instrument. And I'm giving. But as soon as a person thinks, I am giving, that false ego, it's false because you're not the one creating all of this stuff. It's all there and you're taking it and you're moving it from one place to another. So that is not pure goodness. So charity is when a real service is not just serving humanity. Those serving humanity is good. It's a good thing. But it's not the highest thing. The highest is everything comes from the source. Everything is flowing from the source. All that we see comes from the one source of life. Here we call Krishna, but everyone in their different traditions can call a different name, that's fine. So Krishna, everything's flowing from the source, all varieties, all life. And when we offer our service back to the source, when we serve back the source, when we reciprocate with the source, that's the perfection. And when we give charity of knowledge, that's the highest kind of charity. Charity of love, charity of this knowledge. Because we bring people back to their essence. We clean out all those unwanted things because we don't really need the car. We don't need all that fancy stuff. Ultimately, it's nice, but we won't die without it. But we will die without love. We cannot exist without that. So that's really within our interests, and this is the message of Krishna Consciousness or Krishna Lounge, is we can all wake up. We can try to imbibe this spirit. And it's a simple thing, and we go on with our work, we go on with our life, but we keep the focus on what's important. And in that way, we'll definitely find happiness in this. Thank you very much for your attention.